Alright, tap the screen, it'll do its thing. You gotta get close. Alright guys, here as you can see down here we have the Steyr Aug A3. I have my fag gloves on, by the way, because it's kind of whatever. Anyways, the Steyr Aug A3 SA made by Vultor made receiver, as you cannot see. And I got it next to the SBR AR-15. It's on a Form 1, and as you can plainly see right here, the shortness of this rifle compared to this rifle is a lot of difference compared to the $200 tax stamp you have to pay and the quintillion amount of months you have to wait for the ATF to approve your paperwork. Alright, so this is a non-NFA item and this is an NFA item. And basically anyone can walk into a gun shop and buy one of these. That's legal in your state, of course. It uses the AUG magazines, not that MSAR crap, and I'll roll in some footage later on whenever I get a chance later in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot a couple rounds. Right now it has the Nikon P223 3x32 scope on it, and it fits this gun really well. On the back side of this rifle, as you can see, it has a bolt release that lets your bolt fly forward when you hit it on your last round, as you can see right there. I don't know if it's blurry or not. But anyways, if you assemble this rifle incorrectly, what'll happen is you won't get your bolt release attached to your trigger pack. A lot of people don't talk about that. When you put your trigger pack into the back, if you don't hit this just right, you won't have a bolt release at all. Alright? Another thing, here's your magazine release right there. You just push up and it catches this little tab on the back of the magazine. Okay? That's what it looks like inside there. You have your safety selector. That's on safe. Other side's on fire. And what I had to do is I had to Dremel a little bit of the polymer material out because it was kind of gouging my finger a little bit. Just enough to break loose, you know, from hitting my finger. Anyways, it's easy to disassemble. You can lock the bolt to the rear going like this. As you can see with the scope, it doesn't interfere. You have a knob here and you turn like this and you just pop out your FN made 1-in-9 twist chrome line hammer forged barrel there. Then you have this receiver block and you push it, you hold down like this, you push it through, and your internal components come out like this. Here's your stock, here's the bolt carrier group. I'm not going to disassemble any of that. And if you look at the back here, might not be holding it right, this says Vultor Weapon Systems right there. And that's how you know what particular AUG receiver you have, because they're making these receivers for Steyr. Anyways, to put this all back together again like Legos, you basically put this thing back in here like this. Make sure your block is not sticking out because that will block it. It goes in there. Oh, by the way, there's little rods in here, and the springs are held captive inside the rods, and then there's a buffer, 2 buffers on each individual rod on the back, if that makes any sense. So we'll just hit that back like this, all the way down, click that in, take your barrel, and put it in just like that, click it in. Another thing, this has a gas adjustment right here. You got one for, if I shoot wolf ammo, I turn it to a little bit closed setting. I forgot what setting it is on right now. It's on the adverse condition setting, whatever that is. It gets more gas to the system. Right now I'm using some 223 Remington ammunition. And today we're going to shoot a couple of rounds, so let me just go ahead put my ear pro on. Okay, lock the bolt to the rear. We're going to take my scope caps off. Alright, when I have it locked back like this, you can come up here, camera lady, if you want to. When I have the bolt locked back like this, all you have to do is give it a little flick. Kind of MP5 style a little bit, but here we go. The brass will eject out. With the hot ammo, it ejects straight out. With the weaker ammo, it kind of ejects this way. And if you use M855, sometimes it tends to go this way, depending on what gas setting you have. Now, I have a thing of tannerite out there. I'm going to try to hit it. I basically just mounted this scope for my AR. I didn't even zero it. So we're going to see what happens. Oh wow. I hit the 10 right and it didn't go off.
Ooh, there it goes.
There it goes. So I was having to shoot all over the place. Like I said, I popped this off from my AR-15 directly. This is not even zeroed. I was just going by the impacts. And I'm going to do a little bit of rapid fire. I've got a little bit of ammo left in here. Let's do a little bit of rapid fire here. You can come a little sideways and look at me, camera lady. You can see, let me come back around this way. As you can see, let me take these ear pro off because it's getting hot. The bolt did lock back to the rear, and like I said earlier, used to have an it's a STG 556 MSAR it's a Microtech small arms research bullshit rifle. And the problem with that rifle was that it was a clone and it was a hack job. And I'll roll in some footage in a minute to show you just how bad it jammed. It jammed every freaking round, it seemed like. I sent it back to Microtech. They didn't really fix it. They sent me a brand new bolt and bolt sleeve to put in their rifle. And it just kept jamming. And later on they went Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So as far as I'm concerned, I will never go with a clone. If you really want an AUG, you need to get one that's a genuine AUG. And as you can see, let me show you that bolt release. We'll take the magazine out. There's a bolt release. I'm just going to hit it up like that. Watch. Oh, look how cool that was. Oh, that was so intuitive. And a lot of people say, oh, you got to charge it a certain way, like this way. These rails are like cheese graters on your knuckle. So a lot of people come up here like this. I have enough room with this scope to do it like that. You can flip that up. It's fine. Kind of looks homo to me unless you're going prone. They make a CQC rail that goes all the way out to the end. It's like $300-400. But anyways, overall, this is a really good rifle. And as you can see, I really liked it a lot. So we'll take it out longer range shortly. Alright, this is the MSAR STG 556, and apparently Microtech Small Arms Shit-Ass Research didn't do enough research when they decided to come up with this rifle. First of all, I had numerous jams with this rifle, and I really liked the rifle overall. When it was firing, it fired really well. It just jammed non-stop. I used anything from M855 all the way down to Tula ammo, everything under the sun. Unfortunately, in this video, I was just using brown bear because that's all I had. I at least put 400 rounds of all kinds of mixed ammo, and it continued to give me this problem. I tried different magazines. Microtech sent me a new bolt and bolt sleeve to install into the rifle, and I did, and it continued to give me issues. And this clip here you're seeing is with the new bolt and bolt sleeve they sent me. Well, I had to eventually get rerouted to Ratworks. They started doing their customer service for them. Unfortunately, they filed bankruptcy, MSAR did, and I never got around to going back to Ratworks to get warranty work done. I eventually sold the rifle to some individual who was aware of their problems, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Unfortunately, I really enjoyed this rifle. When it was working correctly, I actually enjoyed it. There were some times that I really liked the rifle. When it was firing, it fired really well. It's just I could not overcome and get over the fact that I paid almost, at the time, $1,500 for a rifle that was working incorrectly, and that just really got me. As you can see right here, it jammed a whole boatload of times, and it all gouged the sides of the casing. And this clip was the first time for me to actually ever fire the weapon when I first bought it. And I only had a handful of rounds, and it fired flawlessly, and I just really enjoyed the rifle. When it started giving me issues, it really, you know, bugged the shit out of me because I really wanted to love that rifle, but I just couldn't. And it wasn't until here recently that I acquired the Steyr Aug A3, and I just have nothing but good things to say. If you're going to get an AUG, get the real deal, not this piece of shit.